Alright, so this morning I finished up the frame, did all the final welding on it, got all the grinding done on it. Now I'm in the middle of getting the rear end back in. Had to redo our shock bar. It was at the wrong angle. So right now I'm in the middle of getting that back in because we narrowed the frame, so the bar had to be cut down. The upper link bars to get in still. When the car was in the air, I was doing all the finish welding. I had a couple plates I had to put in and then do all the metal grinding on the frame. So now the frame is done. Now we got to find out from the customer if we're staying with the same wheels and tires. If not, we need the right wheels and tires because we got to narrow the rear end now so it fits under the bed the right way. So the bed, on the bed, because we did narrow the frame, in the bed, this is where the bed sits on the frame right here, but we came in to here, so now I got to take this pad and cut that out and bring all this in so it still sits on those pads. But we're going to tub the bed, so there's a bunch of metal work to be done in the bed. The bed's going to take a few days to do. But until we get this done and the customer decides on wheels and tires, we really can't touch the bed until then. Because we got to have the right wheels and tires so we can take the correct measurements to do everything we need to do. Because right now these wheels kind of hang out from under the bed, so if the truck was to come down, it's going to sit on top of the tires. And we don't want that. Yeah. It's a drag truck. When they fucking put it to the floor, the ass end goes So we can't have the bed hitting the tires. So hopefully today, we will have a rear end that's done and in place. Trying to get my upper 4-link bars in. They are in, they're tacked in place. Right now, because of where they're at, I have no room to get nuts in. So what I'm in the middle of doing is putting these holes through the frame and welding these pipes in. Now, if you look on this side, you can see this side here has already got the pipe in it. So I just got to knock this piece back off so I can weld that up, but I'm not going to do that till I get that side done. I'll take them both off at the same time, get them welded, get them grinded, get that on, and it will be a complete roller by the end of the day today. It's not really frustrating, it's just trying to figure out how to make it all work. But because someone previously built this truck and the owner wants a wider wheel, we had to narrow the frame. And luckily everything that was in between the frame was far enough into the center where I didn't have to redo none of the lower brackets, none of the lower bars. I didn't have to redo the upper bars. Everything just went back in place. Yeah, these were a little challenging because these were welded a different way on, and they were completely rectangle, but now I got them cut, fitted in the way they're supposed to fit. So the 4-link replaces leaf springs, and it gives you better travel, allows you to use coilovers, air suspension, whatever you want to put under there. When you have a leaf spring car with a lot of power, if you don't put these torsion bars in on the leaf springs, you'll get a lot of rear end hop, or with the 4-link bars and the coilovers, it somewhat stops it. Not 100%, but it's a lot better. And it also depends on how the driver sets his truck up to launch. We just build them, we don't set them up to. That's when they take them to the track and have a test day and figure out how she's taking off, how she's squatting. And then all they do is come back here and adjust these dials on these springs. If they need it stiffer, if they need it softer. If the car's rolling one way or the other, you would stiffen up the side that's sagging when it takes off. But yeah, when you see drag cars launch, you see them launch at an angle. This kind of helps with that too. Now we just got to take this out so I can trim this up. And then we get the bar in, get it tacked, get it cut down, get it welded, and then pop this shit off real quick. And then I can do all the final welding around these pockets. I got to trim right here for the pipe to come into. And then once I get it where I want it, then I'll tack it on this side because the pipe will be hanging out over here. And then I'll just take the Sawzall and cut it clean with the frame. and then go back in and weld the outside up. And once the outside's welded, then I can pop the 2 welds that hold these on, get in here, finish welding, metal finish everything, and then get those pieces back on, get those all welded up, and yeah.
What I was just doing, I was taking these end plates off for this braces for the bed, because Joey has to, well, because Joey just narrowed the frame, so we have to move these plates in so that way the frame can sit where it needs to be with its new location. So I just popped those ends off, and I gotta take the rest of these inner wheel wells out, and then hopefully soon we'll get a bed in there.
So far we've got the factory frame rails narrowed where we want them at. We've got the 4-link back in the car. We have the coilovers and the anti-roll bar back in the vehicle. We've got the back of the frame done with the gas tank sitting in it. The next part of this build we're going to be concentrating on, we're going to concentrate on getting bed mounts made so we can get the bed back on it. But first, before then, we have to get the bed cut up because of where the wheels are at. And we're going to get this rear end narrowed up to get everything all back in place where it needs to be. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and just watch our YouTube channel.